Cormani McClain's redemption. From Deion Sanders' Clicks drama to Florida's rising star with his mother's unwavering support. Introduction. A tale written in fire. When the name Cormani McClain first surfaced in college football circles, it was spoken with awe. Ranked as the #1 defensive back in the class of 2023, the 6'2" cornerback was meant to be one of the crown jewels of whichever program he chose. But life, as it often does, had a different script. Instead of smooth stardom, McClain's first years in college football became a whirlwind of controversy, drama, and benchings. His stint with Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes collapsed under the glare of headlines, with McClain himself accusing Sanders of running a play-for-clicks culture. His transfer to Billy Napier's Florida Gators didn't immediately turn the tide either. Injuries, discipline issues, and whispers of locker room discord meant McClain saw the field in just 2 games in 2024. And yet, standing tall through all of this was his mother, Kaishi McClain, his constant protector, cheerleader, and voice. When the world doubted her son, she doubled down in her faith. And now, as the 2025 season approaches, the transformation in Cormani McClain, physically, mentally, and emotionally, is turning heads everywhere. What was once a cautionary tale may now be shifting into a redemption arc. And at the heart of it, a proud mother's unwavering belief. The Colorado saga, Deion Sanders versus Cormani McClain. McClain's story cannot be told without revisiting Boulder, Colorado, and his stormy freshman year under Deion Sanders. It began with hope. Coach Prime wanted McClain's elite coverage skills as part of his defensive rebuild. But quickly, tensions bubbled to the surface. Reports emerged of McClain showing up late to meetings, missing weight room sessions, and clashing with team culture. Sanders, never shy about tough love, criticized McClain publicly, saying he had to decide if football really matters to him. McClain didn't take the criticism quietly. Instead, he fired back with the infamous play-for-clicks accusation, a shot that suggested Sanders cared more about cameras and social media than his players' growth. The fallout was ugly. Fans split into camps, some siding with Sanders, others feeling sympathy for the young defensive back. But either way, McClain's reputation took a hit. The tag of locker room cancer followed him into his transfer portal move. For many, it looked like the beginning of the end for one of the most hyped prospects of his generation. A mother's shield, Kaishi's fierce support. Through it all, Kaishi never wavered. When Deion and Colorado parted ways with her son, she turned to social media to defend him. Gotta be somewhere where you're appreciated and not just tolerated. It wasn't just a mother's anger. It was a mother's declaration of faith. She knew Cormani's talent, but more importantly, she knew his character. That faith was rewarded when Billy Napier's Florida Gators welcomed McClain with a scholarship offer. Kaishi's gratitude poured out. God is amazing. Red Heart thankful for the whole staff at UF, and in return, McClain himself acknowledged his mother's role in his resilience. On Mother's Day, he posted a simple but powerful tribute. A photo of Kaishi holding his poster, captioned with 2 broken heart emojis. Red heart adhesive bandage, red heart adhesive bandage. No words were necessary. Everyone knew what it meant. She was the one who had healed his wounds. Florida's rocky start, benching under Napier. The move to Gainesville was supposed to be a fresh start. But Cormani's sophomore year at Florida didn't go according to plan. An injury scare in September left fans wondering if he'd even debut. He eventually suited up for 2 games. Against Georgia, for tackles, and Kentucky, 1 tackle. Then silence. Speculation swirled. Analysts like Nick De La Torre reported that McClain's issues with punctuality had followed him. I was told that Cormani McClain has been late to most of the requirements. Meetings, lift, etc. Essentially, you get a warning, then you have to do extra run/lift, which he's shown up late to as well. Theories multiplied. Was he too small? Too undisciplined? Too distracted? But for those who looked closer, another truth emerged. McClain wasn't ready physically. At Colorado, he had weighed just 165 pounds. Florida listed him at 175. Against SEC competition, he was a mismatch against bigger receivers. Billy Napier benched him not out of malice, but out of necessity. Transformation. The weight room and the will. If 2024 was a year of frustration, 2025 has already begun as a year of transformation. On August 20th, Kaishi posted a side-by-side collage of Cormani, one picture from 2024, one from 2025. The difference was staggering. Gone was the lanky frame. In its place stood a cornerback with boulder-like shoulders and arms that told the story of endless hours in the weight room. The caption was simple but powerful. "Proud of you, son, heart suit." The numbers back it up. From 165 pounds at Colorado to 189 pounds today, McClain has packed muscle onto his 6'2" frame without sacrificing speed. In fact, Florida's strength coach, Tyler Miles, revealed that McClain has hit a top speed of 23 miles per hour, a full mile per hour faster than last year, despite being 20 pounds heavier. Miles couldn't hide his pride. Cormani has been phenomenal, and not just putting on weight, like he has conducted himself extremely well. "I'm extremely proud of Cormani. He's put on 20 pounds. He ran 23 miles an hour. He never ran that fast last year." That transformation isn't just physical. It's mental. It's the sign of a young man finally taking control of his narrative. The revenge factor, proving Dion and critics wrong. There's no denying the subtext here. Every pound of muscle McClain has added, every rep in the gym, every lap on the practice field. It all carries a silent message. I am not done. For a player once written off as a bust, the motivation is clear. He wants to show Deion Sanders what Colorado gave up. He wants to prove to Billy Napier that he's no longer a liability but an asset. He wants to silence the locker room cancer whispers once and for all. And perhaps most importantly, he wants to honor the unwavering belief of his mother. The roll ahead, Florida's defense needs him. The Florida Gators enter 2025 needing defensive stability. With freshman quarterback DJ Lagway set to shoulder the offensive spotlight, the defense must rise to balance the pressure. McClain's bulked-up frame and renewed focus couldn't have come at a better time. Analysts predict he'll play a much bigger role this season, not just as a rotation player but potentially as a defensive cornerstone. A lockdown cornerback can change games. McClain has always had the instincts and coverage skills. Now, with the strength to match, he might finally fulfill the potential that made him the #1 recruit. Mother and son, a bond stronger than adversity. What makes this story resonate beyond football is the human layer. Cormani McClain's journey hasn't just been about broken promises and weight room gains. It has been about family, resilience, and unconditional love. When critics tore him down, Kaishi built him up. When coaches benched him, she reminded him of his worth. When he doubted himself, she carried the flame of belief. That's why her August 20th Instagram post wasn't just a proud mom moment. It was the culmination of years of sacrifice, loyalty, and faith. It was proof that sometimes, a mother's voice is the loudest and most important one an athlete can hear. Conclusion. A second chance at stardom. Cormani McClain's story is still being written. For now, he is no longer the skinny freshman at Colorado, battling accusations and controversy. He is a redefined junior at Florida, standing at 189 pounds, faster, stronger, and hungrier than ever. He has scars from his battles with Deion Sanders, with Billy Napier, and with himself. But he also has a new strength, forged in the weight room, in adversity, and in the unwavering support of his mother. This season, Cormani McClain doesn't just step onto the field as another cornerback. He steps onto it as a symbol of resilience, redemption, and the belief that even when the world turns its back, a mother's pride can be the anchor that keeps you standing. And as the Gators prepare for the 2025 season, one thing is certain: Cormani McClain is no longer a footnote. He's a headline waiting to be written.